Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
I'm Eric Sandler, food editor for Culture Bound.
Happy New Year! New year, new you. New year, new restaurants, new things to eat, new things to taste. I think that's where we are.
Yeah, we're going to look back at the best new restaurants of 2022, and we're going to preview some of the places that are going to open in 2023 that we're particularly excited about. So, David, start us off. What was your favorite or best or whatever adjective you want to use new restaurant that opened last year?
Let's see. I'm going to kick off with, I think, because I know this other one's going to be on your list.
One of yours.
Oh, maybe your list. So I'm going to kick off.
Oh, wait, David. It is okay.
I know.
Because if we have some of the same.
I know, but
right,
this
it'll be
one may
fun.
not be on your list. It may be, but I'm going to kick off with Moon Rabbit.
Not on my list.
I have heard wonderful things about Moon Rabbit. I have not eaten it.
Okay, good.
Right.
So I started at the right place.
Good for you.
So Moon Rabbit is a kind of modern Vietnamese bistro that opened in the Heights. It kind of opened without a lot of fanfare, but it's got some excellent kind of modern takes on Vietnamese food. They have a tostada, which is a crispy rice pancake topped with some pork belly and some good stuff, and they have an excellent miso marinated clay pot fish, which was usually it changes, but it's usually something like cooked Atlantic cod, and it was perfectly cooked. It's kind of enhanced with a deep kind of umami-rich caramelized fish sauce, and then it's over these really good roasted Brussels sprouts. It's got some Thai chilies to set everything off, and there's it's got a really good version of shaken beef, and it's got some good cocktails. So it was overall just a really nice addition to the Greater Heights area. I think just a really solid, good, fun, new kind of modern Vietnamese restaurant in Houston.
It sounds really good. You did a really good picture in my mind. I want to go there right now. So one of the things I did a lot of throwbacks because it's kind of like getting back to the normal, but I made sure I got to some restaurants I've been looking forward to from the year before, and Fin and Feathers is probably going to be on all of our lists, so we all will be able to talk about it, but I had been looking forward to it for a while, and as we get to 2023, I'll talk about some things with that. But Greg and Michelle Wallace had been talking about doing a concept to kind of give us more of the smoked things, more smoked offerings, and I think they do a wonderful job of meshing seafood and smoke and just giving us that comfort food. Some of my favorites, it's funny, the biscuits, I tell everyone, if you don't want to make room for the biscuits, don't have time, it's fine. Get them to go and eat them the next day because they're just as good. The barbecue shrimp, the fried chicken, I got a list of gumbo. Like, all of those things are some of my favorites.
Yeah, I think I had lunch there not too long ago, and I think it's probably, because this was definitely on my list, and I almost kicked off with that one, because it's probably the best meal I had this year was lunch at Fin and Feathers, Gatlin's Fins and Feathers, and it was the fried chicken. I actually started with the biscuit, and it comes with 3 biscuits. I ate all 3. I hate to admit it, at one setting, they were just they're like the platonic ideal of a biscuit. The fried chicken was excellent, and then I got the collard greens, and it was one of the best. Those some of the best braised greens I ever had, and I admit, I sat there and I tipped up the bowl and drank the pot liquor at the table.
And well, you should. Okay.
All right, well, I guess it's my turn. I want to talk about Hamsa. This is the modern Israeli restaurant that opened in Rice Village. It is from the owners of Doris Metropolitan, which is my personal favorite steakhouse in Houston. And I've been waiting for a modern Israeli restaurant in the style of restaurants like Shaya in New Orleans or Zahav in Philadelphia to come to Houston. It's such a flexible menu. There's all these little vegetable small plates that you can start with. They do this wonderful wood-fired pita. The hummus is creamy. It's smooth. The falafel is crispy. It's herbaceous. They have all these different skewers, tons of vegetarian options, delicious cocktails, an affordable wine list. The place looks great. It works as a date night. It works in a group where you share a bunch of things. I've taken my mom there. Like, I just Hamsa is at the very top for me.
We're talking. This is very fun. Again, something's going to be on y'all's list. Burger Bodega. We have plenty of burger places. However, this is. I was super excited about it. It's just very simple. A good burger, you can get the classic smash burger, or you can do. They do a chopped cheese or the pimped out fries. Very good offering.
Don't forget the shakes.
Oh,
Yeah, that Vietnamese
How
coffee
could I forget
shake,
it? Yes.
the mango lassi, and we should just say the person behind that is a Bostonani
Yeah,
who has appeared on this segment before. So
And is
Congrats
a huge
to- congrats to a
influencer.
boss.
He
Yeah.
started out as influencer, and he's just kind of kept it going.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to another one of my favorite new restaurants this year. At least they finally got their brick and mortar like a boss, and that's Totimo, and that's Emmanuel Chavez and Megan Mall. They started out. They've been selling They're very focused on heirloom corn, modern Mexican cuisine. They've been selling their tortillas and masa at farmers markets and pop-ups. And finally, this year they opened it's a small restaurant, 13 seats. They do a really, wonderful 6-course tasting menu that changes regularly, but it's all very focused on corn. So it'll be something like this, really light, delicate, lovely corn consomme. They also do great brunch, which I think Eric just recently had brunch there. These big masa pancakes. It's just, really focused, really good food.
yeah, I mean there are other restaurants, Mexican restaurants that nixtamalize the corn for their tortillas, tostadas, etc. But Emmanuel's focus on it and the breadth of the program really sets Totemo apart. And then let me shout out. We were talking about. I'm gonna come back to Rice Village because I talked about Hamsa. I also want to talk about Navy Blue. This is the new seafood restaurant from the owners of Blue Dorn, which is the kind of French-influenced fine dining restaurant. We've talked about that quite a bit. Navy Blue is kind of an evolution. It's got this really eclectic menu, and you can go kind of classic French. You can get swordfish au poivre and mussel bisque and spaghetti vongole with clams and sea urchin. Or they're also kind of doing some Gulf Coast stuff. They're putting a spin on barbecue shrimp. They're doing blackened snapper. They're making gumbo. So I like that they're kind of doing both. The tie that binds is the just unbelievable service. So knowledgeable, so friendly, so welcoming. That's a hallmark of Blue Door, and it's absolutely true at Navy Blue as well. And I've been twice, and I can't wait to go back.
One of the, I know we haven't had a lack of Italian restaurants open in Houston, and a lot of them are really good. The ones that I found myself enjoying is, I'm going to give two, because one gives me what I want with classic, when I'm looking for a good classic Italian, and that would be El Bracco. I went with Eric, and he was raving about it, and everyone kept talking about it's just like it's a good vibe, the food is good, and they did a wonderful job. I love like the classics like the chicken piccata, and all the pastas really delivered. But then on the other side, I enjoyed going to Marmo for a totally different reason. It's more of a scene. It's non-traditional Italian. They have a wonderful steak program, and it's a vibe. Like, it was beautiful. Like, they had one of my favorite little small plates. They have a blue crab bruschetta, which is amazing. Their drinks, they have a good drink program, and I just found myself enjoying both of those.
Yeah, I mean, both of those are on my list. Great meatballs, weirdly, at both Il Bracco and Marmo. Definitely worth getting. One more Italian restaurant that I want to mention is Louis Italian American in the East End. More of a classic red sauce joint, right? They're doing spinach ravioli. They're doing seafood fra diavolo. They're doing, dishes like, chicken parm. Just that kind of classic, like East Coast red sauce Italian. for me, like that's much more of a comfort food than like meatloaf or chicken and dumplings, right? Like I would much rather chuck into a chicken parm.
And for folks that were in love with Cafe Louis, which would have made the list,
Yes.
that was the evolution of Cafe Louis. So if you ever went to one of those dinners or enjoyed that restaurant, it's still there. It's just as Louis American, Italian American.
All right, let's wrap this up by previewing some of the places that are going to open this year. I want to start with what I call our reality TV stars, the three women, Christine Ha, Dawn Burrell, and Evelyn Garcia.
Great way to start.
Christine is taking the Blind Goat, which was at Bravery Chef Hall. She's moving it to Spring Branch, and then she's opening Stuffed Belly, a sandwich concept that I think is going to be just a ton of fun. Dawn was a finalist on Top Chef. She's working on Late August, which they're describing as Afro-Asian.
Yes.
And I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm super excited to see how that evolves. And of course, Evelyn Garcia was a finalist on the most recent Houston-based season of Top Chef. She's working on June by Kin in the Heights with her business partner, Henry Liu. And, you know, that's just going to be like modern, creative, Asian-influenced. They've been doing a bunch of pop-ups to kind of preview that. So those are the big three for me. And I feel like the way you're all looking at me that I stole those from you.
You
so.
did.
Well, no, he did.
You did,
But that's
because
okay.
that
Ditto, right?
Because I think that ends my list of what I was looking forward to.
Well, I have a couple. I have a couple.
I'll let you go.
So I did a sneak peek of talking about Gatlin's Fins and Feathers with Chef Michelle Wallace. Well, she is stepping away from that concept. Now she's getting ready to do her own thing. She's starting out with pop-ups. It's going to be between Sandwich Co. That's going to be the concept. And she's going to do pop-ups. She's starting out as pop-ups. And so I think that is going to be a wonderful concept. She has that coming out. Another one that I had a sneak peek of this week that I'm looking forward to is Money Cat.
I mean, it's open. I mean, you could go there right now.
So they're soft opening, right? It's soft opened. I think they do a wonderful good job of service. The food is excellent. And one of the things that I think they hit on from like the Japanese kind of like sushi restaurant, it's kind of like having a tasting menu. Like if you follow each one of the sections and get a little bit, it's kind of like having a tasting menu that you kind of create for yourself. It's very creative. I'm excited. And also, Chef Monica Pope is going to put herself back out there and give us Monica Pope concept. I think it's called Telegram Tea Room.
Yeah.
So very excited about that. I don't know what the concept is. You may know a little bit more about what that concept is, David, but I'm excited about just Chef Monica coming back. Her food is amazing.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be kind of an interesting hybrid of it's an all-day cafe, but then the dinner is going to be kind of cooking classes. It's going to be pop-ups. It's going to be a little more of a by the seat of your pants almost, it sounds like, in a good way. Like it's going to be
She does that very well.
Yeah,
She
it's
does
going to be a
those things
very
like that very
inspirational,
well.
very kind of changing as you know, seasons change, which is she's known for. So I think that'll be a very interesting concept. And there's a couple. Eric kind of stole three of my top ones. I'm really looking forward to Don Burrell's new restaurant. Louis is going to be on my list for 2023 because I did not make it. Cafe Louis was on my list for going to be one of my top restaurants for this year, but I didn't make it after they changed their concept. Another one that just opened that I'm looking forward to is Lulu's Day and Night, which just opened in the Stomping Grounds. So it's kind of borderline 2022, but really, I think it's really going to be a 2023 restaurant. And that's from the Blood Brothers Barbecue, which is always one of my favorites, and Chef Alyssa Doyle, who is a longtime pastry chef at Agricole's, like Revival Market, some of their and that's going to be sandwiches, and I've already heard some really good things about what's kicking off there, and they just launched a cocktail menu, so I'm really looking forward to getting over there within the next couple of weeks to try that out, and that'll definitely be under consideration for one of my best restaurants of 2023. Of course, I have to try it first.
Right. And that's the thing is, right, it's January, right? We don't necessarily know all of the places that are going to open this year. But that's the fun of dining in Houston is we always have exciting new things to try. And, we'll sit back, we'll come back and do this a year from now. And there'll be 5 places that we never saw coming that turned out to be our new favorites.
Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
I'm Eric Sandler, food editor for Culture Map, and you're listening to Houston Matters with Craig Cohen.